Thank you so much, everybody. I'm amazed to see all of you in time. And the only district I can say, Babu, that before even I could come here, the procession was over. So important and so well adhered. This is the only district I think I must have come third time in one consequently year. And most of the past district governors, they're trying to judge me again and again and again, that maybe I will do it little better this time. But I think, Babu, this is the last time in your year. Of course, Shri's time also I was here. But it's a very nice place, Very rare that the God's own country keeps on calling you. And they call you in such a beautiful destination that you don't feel like going on the same day. In fact, I came early morning at around about 5, and I don't know when I'm going to leave. Meera, God bless to you. So, it's always better to meet all dear friends. And of course, today's special heroes are there. One is, of course, Babu. I don't know how is this combination in your districts. B for Babu and B for Bina. Then S for Sumitra and S for Smita. So, even that is a God's creation or it's just by fluke, I really don't know. But very lovely couple, both of them. You heard Sumitran's introduction. I think very, very fine introduction where I could see, the man who stitches hearts. And the people who are here, they win the hearts. So this is a combination of a good leader and a different leader. I think so you all are leaders today. In life, people always talk about, they say, you become a president and then you become a leader. And some people say that you become a leader and then you become a president. What is a reality, I do not know. And some very, very old traditional people say that the leaders are born by birth. It's something like a biological leader. So many various definitions in the world about these leaderships. In fact, I spoke to one of the governor-elect training seminar, maybe I don't know if Babu and Bina were there. And I thought I should pick up the same presentation today for this particular district. And what are the basic definitions of leader? Today whether your patient comes to a doctor, a client goes to an architect, a builder or industrialist goes to a financier, he keeps on reading in Google the definitions. And I always call them, these are the half-knowledge people who read Google and then they go and they start doing their own interpretation. So even like many, I went to a Google before I came today morning. I said, there are assistant governors, there are secretaries, there are presidents, there are secretaries of the clubs, there are directors of the different avenues. So where do you fit into this? Do you go into autocratic? Do you go into a democratic? Do you go into a transformational? What is exactly you are going to fit into this? And of course, you know that we are from the cross-culture backgrounds. I always say that. The organization which has no caste, no creed, no economical barrier, and on equality platform. We all are equals. See, your tables are all round tables. There is nothing like a first chair and a second chair. There is nothing like you got felicitated first and someone got felicitated second. Because there are egos. As you start leading your clubs, your districts, your avenues, there are egos in people's mind. And somehow I don't like these kind of egos. Who sits first? Who gets bouquets first? Whose photograph gets first clicked? So, it's a very, very different kind of a leadership. But more important is, like Krishnan said at the inaugural, that Rotary keeps on changing. That's what he kept on saying. Maybe a digital technology must have come. Maybe the definition of district trainer must have changed. But I still feel, I am of the older opinion, that Rotary does not change at all. It's just a myth. Earlier you had a pager, then you had a mobile. You had a black and white TV, then you had a colored TV. You had maybe, the magnifying glass, the overhead projector, now you have an LED projector. Concept doesn't change. And that's why I thought we have to understand that when you become the part to sit into the leadership chair, what are you actually? Are you something like armed forces people who are going to dictate your leadership? And the answer is going to be definitely no. So many past governors are my friends here. George, you will never agree. In our organization, can a dictator lead for a longer time? Half of you are here, they must be having a better enterprising, industrial exposure life than me. We are even not a leadership like what we see in coaching, People say coaching, okay, tomorrow morning, Mr. John says at 5 o'clock you have to get up everybody because you're presidents and we are going to now do 20-kilometer run from here to there. No one is going to listen to John. Because even that kind of a coaching concept cannot happen in our entire formation of our organization. Then where are we? We are not even into the weeping kind of. Yesterday I was into one of the very beautiful shows of veterinary displays. And they trained all the animals. They even trained one of the dog to walk with the blind. There is an organization called WBU, World Blind Union. So dog comes with a blind person, he catches the passport, he goes to immigration, he goes to customs. So he's so well maintained. He sits in an aircraft. They're certified dogs. But even we cannot create that kind of a concept. Then where are we exactly leading to? And this is a very, very important subject in the pets. The manuals will keep on changing. The code of policies will keep on changing. But the basic ethos of our organization called volunteerism, that will never ever change. And then I started trying to put all of you not into democratic, not into bureaucratic, but into a leadership role called the volunteers. And then where do we go into that? I said, you all people are coming from different revenue districts. You people are coming from, someone is speaking Malayalam, someone is speaking English. I don't know, very less people must be talking Hindi here, but different languages, different exposures. Some are from the bigger cities, some are from smaller cities. And now you want to come together and then create a concept called, what I always say, a leadership who makes a symphony more powerful. You have a board of directors. Maybe if you have trust, you have trustees. You have chairman and you have committees. And how are you going to manage all this? So then I said, you are the people who are the creators of setting up a mood. You are the mood creators. Did you see Sumitran's introduction? I think that was done on a sand painting. So a person who was doing that, he must be throwing the sand and he started depicting the face of Sumitran. So I always say the Rotarians, they are the chitrakars, they are the artists. And if at all I give you a canvas board, a white canvas board, you start sketching what is in your mind as an imagination. And I thought you are the creators of that mood, and that's why I always believe that it's very, very important that we set up a mood. What happens in a symphony? If you ever go and watch a symphony, little volume, every instrument in a symphony plays tremendous role. If at all at the end of this symphony or orchestra, or maybe into giving a shabda, sura and tal, giving into a rhythmic manner, everyone's role is equally important. Every avenue of service is equally important. One must be giving you funds. One must be giving you volunteer work. One must be giving you advice. One must be absolutely just like a lighthouse guiding one and all. We need this blend. We need this blend to create a symphony of harmony of service. Every year, the concept keeps on changing. A few years back, I think when Srinivasan was there, we talked about, serve to change lives. Then Babu's time, we started talking about Imagine Rotary. And maybe in Sumitran's time, we're going to talk about create hope. But what is this? These are only playing with the alphabets. I feel you are the people who get the volunteers on a platform which is a path of spiritualism. And I always believe that, Rotary is nothing but giving a platform which can give a path for spiritualism. And this is what we are all here. We are not here only in the beautiful hotels and beautiful food and maybe beautiful fellowships in the evening, but we feel much better, much proud, much stronger when we see that we have served and someone's life has been changed. And how do we do that? It's a very simple thing. They are very, very soft and very, very smooth people. My friend John, I always talk about John in many, many places. Very, very humble, very simple. And man who will always and always support for bigger projects. It's not because of money, I'll tell you. There are hundreds of Johns who has been spending money. But spending money with a smile. Spending money with time. Doing good jobs. One of the best South Asia reception in Houston. I think John and Meera, both of them led. Most of them, I don't know, Beena, I think people said Meera was the chair and not John. But their involvement, their involvement is very soft and smooth. So I tried to put this family into a family called woodwind family. A woodwind family is something like, you take a bamboo. Keep a bamboo next to the ocean. Let the wind flow between the bamboo and still you will have a beautiful shabda, surah. And then you'll feel that rhythm very, very nice and harmonious. It doesn't matter where they go, but they gel at every and every place. And then I started again searching a different concept, Especially I find a lot of my past governors over here. Whether it's Vijay, whether it's your governor nominee. I see that their presence is very, very important. When a PDG comes or a senior past president of your club comes, he has a bass. I always say that. He has a bass. He will make an impact. He will make a sound. Sometimes he'll also make a noise. That is different. But their presence, which gets complimenting like a bass. Those who are into music, they'll understand. To create a bass, you need a depth. And to have a depth, you need a knowledge. So this is a very, very combination of that. It's not something like a kokla. It's a combination of these people who make your clubs, districts, zones, and sometimes countries so proud that I feel very, very, happy about them. Then I also started, thinking, some of the Rotarians and some of even the lady Rotarians you must have seen. A lady Rotarian, the way she will walk, she will have matching purse with matching sari, beautiful, a diamond necklace or diamond maybe earring. They will stand out. When they come, they glitter the organization. I was in Bombay Club just 3 days back for a Rotary Foundation seminar. They meet in Taj Palace, the main Taj Palace at the Kulaba. In 1.5 hours, they contributed and promised me $3 million. That is 30 lakh US. Half of them, they were the chairmen, the managing directors, or the heads or the biggest shareholders of the blue chip companies. That kind of people, Ratan Tata sitting there, Birlas are sitting there. Someone from the managing director of Dhirubhai Ambani's industries is sitting there. You find that kind of a glitter in our organization. You need to have that blend in your clubs. You need to have that blend in your, districts. Because I told you, you are the maestro. You are going to create ultimately a symphony of hope, a symphony of harmony. And that's why I always feel this is a very, very important subject. And of course, there is also ingredient in every club. Think for a minute, close your eyes and just think about it. Which is a member which makes little noise in your club? or in your district. You put a project for environmental, someone will say, no, let's do health. You put a project for health, he will say, no, let's not do health, let's do literacy. So sometimes suppose Meera says, this is north, someone will say, no, this is not north, but this is south. But actually this is north and this is south, but still he will argue that this is north, but this is south. So there are people's personality, which I call them like a string families. They are also going to be there. Remember, in your leadership, you will not be ignoring any of these kind of ingredients. This is just a gist. But ultimately, you are the person who is going to create a greatest impact by getting all of them together. Now, what do you do in this year? I feel you have to identify the programs. You have to see which is going to be a greatest impactful program with the timeline. Go and find in the smallest village a girl who can be empowered by your contacts. A small tiny girl who lost recently parents, maybe in your floods. Maybe someone who could support at the Ukraine war. Someone at the Turkey earthquakes. You'll have to sit quietly and identify that in my presidential year, in my assistant governor's year, in my role of one of the district officers, what did I change in someone's life? There will be such several pets keep on coming. There will be so many photograph opportunities. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, a maestro is the only man who does actually sync all of these people together. He shows the back to the audience. He never comes on the front of the stage, but he knows how to sing this man to that person to that lady. Because finally, the maestro is going to get recognized. Maybe in your case is at the district conferences, maybe at the governor's monthly letters, maybe at the Rotary News Trust magazines, maybe on the Rotary websites. Your year will pass as the numerical year changes. But what impact you have created in this one particular year into the role of leadership will never ever come back. People will forget very easily. After 10 years, even if I ask you which year I was a director, people will forget about it. But they will never ever forget what I did in these 2 years to change people's lives. This is the golden opportunity for one and all. You play a bigger role. Not because you are leader and chosen leader. Because you are a chosen leader, you have not allowed another person to become a leader. You remember that? This year does not complete just because your photograph is already printed in a directory. This year will not get over just because you have come for the pets. You have the privileged seat because you have chosen and you have not allowed someone to accept this assignment. So ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand that in this entire mission, you need to scribe and engrave something which your next generations, your children, your grandchildren, maybe your families, maybe your neighbors will feel pride and proud about you that yes, once upon a time, my friend, my relative, my colleague did change someone's life. And I see that you have the same capacity. So ladies and gentlemen, let's come and join to the mission for we all are here. Please stand up. Hold everyone's hands and make circles, circles of celebration and circles of friendship to just think that we all are going to work and walk on the path of spiritualism. Let's enjoy our friendship today for this pets, sets and the district event. One can dance. Music. We'll dance. Let's dance. Come on. All of you come on circles.
I like to lend a hand We all need someone to understand that there are people in this world who really need us now. It's up to each of us to figure out how. We are calling out around the world, come join us. There is work for you and me. We are building communities and bridging continents.